you ever studied a bug? You can go outside and find bugs. Maybe they're crawling in the grass or they're on a leaf. But sometimes it can be hard to study bugs outside because they crawl away, or some of them have wings, maybe fly away. So you kind of have to chase down the bug to study it. But if you catch a bug and you put it in a bug catcher like these, then you have a place where you can look at it and you can study it. Now, why would you want to do this? Well, to learn more about them. A lot of times we see bugs and a lot of them are really small and we don't really know what they look like up close. But if you use a tool like this hand lens or this magnifying glass, then you can see them. It makes them look bigger. You can see the little details. You can find out how many legs they have, if they have wings, or maybe if they don't, or you can see the little colors on their bodies. So there's a lot of things that you can study with them. How they move, do they go really fast, or are they more of a slow bug? But by catching them, putting them in here, then you're able to study them. So let's take a minute and just look at these different bug catchers that I have. So this one and this one I got from the store. So you can go to the store, you can get a bug catcher, but these are different. This one is hard plastic and it has this little door on top that you can open and close. And then this is like this hand lens, this magnifying glass, only it's right here in the lid. And it also has a strap. So it holds the bugs in there. And notice that it has holes so that it can get fresh air. So bugs are animals and they need air to breathe. But if you have holes that are too big, a lot of your bugs can get out. So you just have little holes. So that's this one. Now, this other one that I also bought is a little bit different. It doesn't have a strap, it has this handle. And instead of hard plastic outside, it has this netting. But even though they're different, you can still see through them. And that's what you need in a bug catcher, so you don't have to open the door to look at your bugs. If you open the door, they might escape. So if you have a clear container like this, then you can study bugs. Now, this is just a container that I had. So I found a container, I peeled off the label, I washed it, so you can see through it really nice. And then this lid, I poked holes in. Now, a lot of times the lids are pretty hard, so it's hard to poke holes through them. So if you do need to poke holes in a lid, then you need to get an adult to do it. But you don't want it to be that hard. One thing you can do instead is take a piece of plastic wrap like this, put it on, and then just use a rubber band to hold it on tight. And now you have your own lid. And then, remember, they need air to breathe, so you can poke little holes in it with a toothpick or maybe a fork, but this will allow the air to get in there so they can breathe. So you can use a lid to poke holes if you get help, or you can use a piece of plastic wrap and just hold it on with a rubber band. So these are 3 different bug catchers, but notice they're all clear, so you can see through them so you can study your bug. And just like I was doing before, you can take a magnifying glass while they're in here and you can study them up close. Now, if you had a bug in here that could fly, like a butterfly, then you would definitely want to make sure you keep the lid on or they might fly away. These bugs in here don't fly, so I was able to take off the lid. I didn't have to worry about them getting out. Now, when you're catching a bug, you want to make sure you don't crush it. The bugs are a lot smaller than you, so if you catch them and you squeeze them, then they might not survive. So, one thing that people use is a net. This is really lightweight, so you don't crush it. So if you find a bug in the grass, you could put this over it, catch it in the grass, and then keep it in your net, transfer it to your bug catcher. This one is really good for catching butterflies. It's a little bit hard to get close enough to a butterfly to catch it. So it has this nice long handle, so you can reach out and catch it when it's not that close to you. And again, because it has this net, it's very light, it doesn't crush the butterfly like maybe your hand would. So you can use that too. And there are lots of different bugs. Some bugs are red, some bugs are brown, some bugs are black, some bugs crawl along the ground. Some bugs fly away. Some bugs have a lot of legs. Some bugs don't have that many legs. Now, some bugs also have different patterns. You may find a bug that has stripes, or a bug that has spots, or maybe you find a bug that's really colorful. So bugs look different, and even though we sometimes think of them as creepy, if you actually take time to study them, I think you will learn a lot about them and think that they're pretty neat. Well, now it's time to do a problem together. Find the bug with clear wings. All right, look at these 4 bugs. Which one has wings and the wings that are clear so you can see through them? That's right, that one. So you click on that. Excellent. So there are a lot of different bugs for you to go out and find, but some bugs actually sting or bite, like wasps, bees, or some spiders. So you need to be careful. If you see a bug, that you don't just go and pick it up. If you don't know if it's safe, you should just watch it from afar. Well, go have fun. Some bugs.
Find the bug with black and blue wings. Find the bug that is all black. Find the bug with blue wings. Find the bug that is all black. Find the bug with dark gray wings.
There you are. We're going to talk about ice cream. Well, we're going to learn something with the ice cream. Here I have an ice cream cone. Doesn't it look delicious? 3 scoops of ice cream all stacked up. Well, how can we describe where those scoops are? Well, the chocolate one way up there is on top. So we'll say that one is on top. Then we come down and we have a vanilla scoop, and that one's in the middle. So we use the word middle to describe that one. And way down below, we have the bottom. The strawberry one is on the bottom. So we have top, middle, bottom. That's a fun way to describe where those are. Now I'd like to introduce you to some very little friends. These friends are Millie, Dilly, and Tilly. Aren't they darling? They're going to help us learn about top, middle, and bottom. Well, our 3 friends are ready to eat. Well, they're kind of ready. Look, Millie has all of the plates. She stacked them up. Let's go ahead and practice top, middle, and bottom with these plates. What color is on the top? Yellow, and then the middle is pink, and blue is on the bottom. Oh my goodness, look at Dilly. She has all of the cups. She doesn't need 3 cups. That's so silly, Dilly. What color is on the top? Of course, Dilly put yellow on top. That's her favorite. And she has blue on the bottom and pink in the middle. And what is Tilly up to? Tilly has all 3 spoons. And what color does she have on the very bottom? She has pink. And on the top, she has yellow, and the middle is blue. Isn't that fun? We use the words top, middle, and bottom to describe where they put their dishes. Now the bunnies are very tired, so they're going to go to bed. Look at their fun bed. It's a bunk bed with 3 bunks. And let's go ahead and use our words we've been learning. The pink one is on top, the yellow one's in the middle, and the blue one is on the bottom. So let's help all of these bunnies find their bed. Oh, Millie, you're so tired, aren't you? Millie is going to sleep on the blue bunk. You remember the word we used to describe where the blue bunk is? That's right, bottom. All right, Millie, you're going to sleep on the bottom bunk. She's so exhausted. All right, let's move on to Dilly. Dilly, where's your